Another Excitech BIM 360 surgery. This morning it is number 54, and today I'm going to jump into the cost management module, which I've not done before on the surgery, but there was a really nice update this week and I thought it was pretty worthwhile showing you. And it all revolves around the ability to do custom calculated budget columns. So I'm going to show you how that works and how we can get in and make some modifications in and around them budget columns. So I'm in my usual BIM 360 surgery. I'm going to jump straight into the module selector and go to project administration. So in this area is where I can get in and look at the budget area. So if I jump into the services tab, this will then give us access deeper into the insights around the cost management. So once you're in services, then click into cost management. And this is where you can do all the intricate little bits and pieces in around the budget, income and expenditure, change orders, and everything else that goes with this. So I'm going to jump into, once I'm in the services tab, then in cost management, jump into the income area. And you will see that we have our segment areas and then we have our budget overview columns. And this is where the changes happen. So there's now a new button in here for manage. So in this will give us the ability to change the columns and the order and the configuration of how it's calculating all the income values on your budget. So once I jump in and click manage, takes me into this little screen where I can manage the budget overview. And there's lots of different columns. What you can do is, you see, as you click in each one, it highlights in blue, and then basically the configuration of that value is then controlled by the configuration of the budget items. So you can see there's different values, then there's different calculators and parentheses involved in each of the different areas. So what you can do first and foremost is, if you don't like the order of some of the items, is that you can use this position button. So I can just move these along as I wish. And you can see what happens here. So the internal budget transfer is now moved. As soon as I click save and then go back and go in and look at my budget in cost management, you will see it has now changed to this location. So basically what we're affecting with these changes is these columns within here. Now you do have a settings button here where you can turn stuff on and off, but what we can really do is jump in and dig into how we can manage these much better. So again, going back to project admin, going to income, and then going in to manage. So let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. So what we can do is, we've got this button here called add and duplicate. You will see that you do not have a delete button, so you cannot delete the existings. What you can do is you can delete the new ones that you add, but there's existing ones that are hard-coded into the system that will remain. You can turn them off. So if you don't want something, and if we create something new, which we will in this session, you can then remove the original from visibility, so you don't need to see it. So if we look at, let's say, a projected budget, and we wanted to create something new with, let's say, the budget and adding in some extra values or calculations. So I can simply click new, and you'll see and now get a new section in red called untitled. First things first, we can give that a name. So I'm just going to be very simple, and I'm just going to go JH projected budget and add that in there. So then we can get to work on actually what that formula is going to start to look like. And what you then have is, you've got these 4 values on the left where you drag and drop these into the formula calculator. So you can select base value, and you will see it will add in an original tile. And then on the right hand side, once you add that value in, you can then change that, and it gives you the whole list of all the other values that exist within the cost management system. So you can see you can do all of this. So I'm just going to go, this is going to be my original budget. And then I can add in another value. So I can go, let's say something else, it'll be base value. I will then change that plus the budget transfer. And then I may want a number. So I'm going to say that, you know what, I want 500 on top of that. You'll see when you start adding these in, you get the integer values in here, so we can actually add in the calculator. So you can see that I click this and it will automatically go. So I could subtract it, and you will see you're starting to get that value there. We could so actually say that actually I want to add that, and then we want to multiply that, and you could see we're now getting this. So I could go 1.05, and I could get, you know, 5% sitting on top of that. What you can also then do is, if you want to get into a fancy calculation, you can put in parentheses, and then you can see they enter here, but you drag them along, and as you drag them along, they then position where they are within that calculation. So I may want to put that there, and then just drag the budget into that area. You'll see that I've now got the parentheses around the original budget, and you can see you just drag and drop, and everything then works in and around that. And if you want to take them out, you select it, and then you can click the delete button. So you can now see that I've then added that in. And if you want to control what this looks like in terms of its format, you can select the actual equals one and then change that, let's say, to a percentage, to a number, or to a currency. So you can then see how this works. And if we go projected budget, that's not visible, but the JH projected budget is, which is mine with 5% on it. We click save, and then we click into cost management, and then that will then be available here. You can then see that my projected budget is now calculating based upon these values. So let's jump back into admin again. Again, income, then click our manage tabs, and we're now back to where we were. So you can now see that we've got projected budgets. What we can also do is we can duplicate some stuff. So let's say if I jump in and I go and look at, let's say, the change orders, you can see this is calculating based upon change orders in scope plus out of scope plus a contingency. So what I may want to do is create something new, but use it as a duplicate. So I'm going to go and duplicate that. I can then give this a name. So let's say if we want to do something like a recoverable change order. Learn to spell. So we go recoverable COs, but in here, I want to change what is in scope. So I don't actually need the in scope because I want to recover the stuff that's out of scope. So we select that, delete that out, and you can now see that I've got an updated recoverable CO as the out of scope only plus the contingency, and that's the value that I want. And I might want to just, you know, you can move that around wherever you want, but you can see now my recoverable COs is now beside my approved, and I can click save. And again, then once we go back and look at the budget within cost management, you can then see that this is now showing in here once we put that into the budget. So everything is done in project admin. Go to income, and then we've got this new manage button. Click in here, and then you can do some really clever stuff. So that they've given us now the ability to do all these things. So we can add new, we can duplicate, and then we can build in any type of formula and values that are driven via the base values, the column values, numbers, and parentheses. So some really nice updates, I think, and it's going to further enhance the cost management side of things. So that's pretty much me for today. Thank you very much for joining me. Join me next week for surgery number 55, when we'll be showing some new features in 360. So everyone have a great weekend and stay safe out there.